Here is FCFS. Again, similar pattern here. And I should mention I start with a 1-year chart because it allows me to get a broad picture of what's been going on with the stock. If it looks good on a 1-year basis, I'll zoom into a 1-month chart, and then I'll finally move into a 1-week chart to see what's happening on a very short-term basis. So on a 1-year basis, the stock was in a range, broke down last fall, sold off hard with the market, and now it's starting to rebound. Again, not quite what I'm looking for, so we'll take a pass on this one. This is a 1-year chart of PDE, Pride International. Now this actually looks interesting. It doesn't have a great long-term uptrend, but you can see that the stock has been very stable for the last year, and it's traded between $33 and about $37. When the market got into trouble and it sold off hard, this stock actually maintained its price level very, very well. This is what gets me fired up. I see a nice rally off of that January capitulation low. It never looked back when the market retested. It continued to move higher, and then we have the huge breakout on the tail end here. So I really like this a lot, and what you'll find is stocks that are caught in a tight trading range for a long period of time tend to have very, very big breakouts. That seems to be the case here. So Pride International is of interest, and I particularly like that $38 breakout. On a 1-month basis, look at that. And we would expect as much just based on the tail end price action. So very, very strong. 1-week chart, we can see that the stock was fairly flat, gapped higher this week, and it was not able to add to those gains. However, I'll tell you that yesterday commodity stocks pulled back, and today they got hammered very hard. This is a commodity stock play, so the fact that it was able to hold its own today tells me that within its own group, it's a pretty solid play. Now this is what I'm talking about. Here we've got a stock that's in a very long-term uptrend. Stock has been very powerful. It's run up from $13 all the way up to $38. The symbol for this stock is CALM, calm. We can see that it has had a tendency to get ahead of itself. It's pulled back, rallies up, establishes a high, pulls back. Now, I had mentioned to you earlier that this particular search is looking for a reversal. There's your sell-off and your support level. There's the reversal that I'm trying to catch. So I want to get this as it's heading back up and resuming its uptrend. This is a great looking chart. On a 1-month basis, nothing to get too excited about. We see the stock has pulled back, but mind you, it was up at $40, and this is exactly the reversal that I'm talking about. The stock came down, found support, now it's getting ready to resume that rally. On a 1-week basis, we can actually see that the stock was fairly flat in here, but once it got some momentum going, it's been able to move higher and higher. So this to me is a very good looking chart. It's certainly one that I would consider for a chart of the week. Here we have another 1-year chart of Brinker International. Symbol is EAT. This is a restaurant company. We can see the sharp decline that the stock has been through. We can also see the low, the capitulation low in January. And we can see that the stock has been making higher lows, so there's a nice little uptrend here. We also had a $20 resistance level, and the stock has been able to poke through it right here. I don't like restaurant stocks right now. I don't like being on the downtrend that the stock has had. If I were a very short-term trader and I were looking for a little short covering rally, this might not be a bad play, but this stock doesn't fit my profile, so I'm going to keep moving on. This is another 1-year chart. It's of Stato Hydro. Its symbol is STO. We can see that it's had a very choppy year. Lots of moves, and we've got a breakout here to the upside. So it's interesting, but it's been very range bound, very volatile. We finally get a breakout here. The stock could move higher. Take a look at a 1-month chart. That actually looks very constructive, similar to Pride International, but that stock looked much better on a longer term basis. And on a 1-week basis, here we've got the stock moving higher in gaps, which I'm not real crazy about. Stock gaps up, trades flat, gaps up, trades flat. There's no pace to this stock. Here we can see that commodity stocks fell off just like I told you today. This stock joined into that on that sell-off where PDE did not. So on a relative basis, PDE would be my choice. I like PDE, but I like Cal Marine a lot better. They are the largest egg producer in the world, and just a little background on them. I know that egg inventories have been very low, and if you've been following what food prices have been doing recently, they're sky high. So this stock has a fantastic uptrend going, very good momentum. It pulled back, found support. Now it's starting to move higher. On a 1-month chart, we can see that pullback and that support level. And on a 1-week chart, we can see nice, constructive, steady price action where the stock is continuing to grind higher and higher. So this is my chart of the week, but mind you, this is only a starting point for me. Next, I'd be taking a look at the fundamentals. I'd be going back to take a look at the last earnings report. I'd be wanting to read the guidance that the company has given to get a feel for where they're at. I'd also want to see what recent news items have hit the stock. So this is a starting point, but it certainly looks at this juncture like it's a very solid trade. For those of you who would like to attend a live webinar, I conduct one each week, and I go through a whole series of stocks and a whole series of searches that I do. I also show you my watch list so you can get a feel for my most bullish and my most bearish picks. And you can register for the live event on either of my websites, www.oneoption.com. Thank you. Good luck trading.